We're going to be getting the second ever Wild Area event in a couple of weeks, and I kind of wanted to talk about why I feel like this was such a great idea from Niantic, and they're not getting enough credit for it. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be. It's going to be a discussion video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so I wanted to talk about the Wild Area event. Of course, this is going to be happening later on this month, and I really do think it's going to be a good time. Typically in the month of November, we didn't really have too much going on in Pokemon Go, but ever since last year, now we have the Wild Area event to look forward to, and for everything that Niantic did last year with the very first Wild Area event, I think this was a really solid idea, and something that could definitely add a lot of hype and a lot of longevity to Pokemon Go. I mean, I don't want to draw a lot of unnecessary hype for this particular event. I think all of the content is going to speak for itself. I mean, even the Wild Area event last year, it was just really good. I thought the content was absolutely stellar. They introduced a whole bunch of interesting new mechanics like Mighty Pokemon, which definitely got a lot of players out and about exploring, and in some of the areas where I went to play the Wild Area event, specifically in Navy Pier in Chicago, there was just a whole lot of activity and a lot of people just working together to call out mighty Pokemon and different things like that. And then on top of that, the raiding content was also pretty good, as well as the Gigantamax content, because last year we had Toxtricity. And I think this year we're going to be getting even more solid good stuff, and I feel like the content is just looking really good on paper. Certainly there's going to be a lot of overlap with different events like Pokemon Go Tour as well as Pokemon Go Fest, but I really do like that the Wild Area event is essentially its own thing. They do have a lot of very thematic elements that involves going to almost like a safari zone within the mainstream games. So yeah, I do feel like everything is looking pretty good. And just based on content alone, I will say this is probably one of the best things Niantic has ever come up with. And I think there are a lot of other good reasons why the Wild Area event was such a good thing. First and foremost, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I do think that around this time of the year, specifically between Halloween and the Christmas season, there really isn't much going on within Pokemon Go. Typically they would have certain in-game events, maybe some pretty solid raiding content, but there was nothing truly substantial. There was nothing that really got a lot of players hyped up for the game, and it really was just kind of a lull period. But now we have the Wild Area event. I think that's really cool. I mean, usually how things went for the past several years is that we would have the Go Tour event in the beginning of the year, then during the summer we would have Go Fest, and then afterwards we really didn't have anything. I mean, maybe if you were in a city where you would get a safari zone, maybe that's something you could look forward to, but we didn't have any kind of major event for the third part of the year. And now we do. It's the Wild Area event. So I think because of that, Niantic definitely wanted to create something, and I think they definitely succeeded. Yeah, the Wild Area event definitely filled a void that the game was needing. I mean, one of the best things about Pokemon Go is the in-game events, as well as live in-person events. I mean, if you ever attended any of the live in-person Go Fests or Go Tour, you would know that it is truly a unique and fun experience. I mean, in the earlier days, we only had Pokemon Go Fest, and that was kind of like the one major event that we could always look forward to, but now we have 3 every single year. And if you happen to be someone who is able to travel around the world, you're going to have a whole bunch of different experiences in all different cities. And I think because of that, Niantic is doing a really good job. Sure, I do understand that it's going to be somewhat unfortunate that a lot of players are just only going to be able to play locally, but that is of course why Niantic has created the system where they would have live in-person events for these special events, but also a global version of that event. And I think that was one of the best things to come out of the pandemic era. So I think this Wild Area event this year is definitely going to live up to the hype. I think for all things considered, they're doing a lot of really cool things, and they're continuing a lot of the good things that they did with the very first Wild Area event. In particular, the Mighty Pokemon. I think that was such a cool idea. The one thing I would really wish is that Mighty Pokemon would appear in the wild outside of the Wild Area event. I think that is something that Niantic should consider, but I totally understand that they want to save Mighty Pokemon specifically for the Wild Area event because it's on theme. Because if you think about the Wild Area event, it's basically kind of inspired by the wild areas within the mainstream games, specifically in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then more recently with Pokemon Legends ZA and Scarlet and Violet, all that stuff. Like, I can understand what they're trying to do, and they're trying to bring some of those elements into Pokemon Go in a very unique way, and I think they definitely succeeded. So overall, yeah, I've always given a lot of praises around Niantic doing these live in-person events because I think they do them really well, and hopefully that will continue into 2026. I'm really looking forward to this upcoming Wild Area event. I think it's going to be a really good time, and if you happen to be going to any of the big cities for this event, I think you're also going to have a good time. And probably one more thing I want to mention regarding the Wild Area event is that I really do think that this is a great opportunity for Niantic to continue to elevate Pokemon Go. Yeah, there's a lot of things that do concern me regarding the future of Pokemon Go, specifically that we're kind of catching up to all of the mainstream games. We're already at Gen 9, I believe. So unless the Pokemon Company releases more generations a lot faster, which I do think will impede on the quality of those games, yeah, we're eventually going to run out of content. So for stuff like this, I think it adds a lot of value, it adds a lot of longevity, and hopefully Niantic will continue to come up with different ways to get players to play together as a community. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. Let's be real. Wild Area event last year was such a blast, and I think this year it's going to follow suit. We'll just have to wait and see. But in any case, that's essentially going to be it for this video. I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts regarding why I feel like this event is so good and why it's something we could look forward to, but definitely share your thoughts down below. If you are contrarian, or do you feel like you completely disagree with me and you feel like the Wild Area event is not necessarily that relevant, I would definitely like to know why. So make sure you share those thoughts. And yeah, let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Content channel, the best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. That'll be a huge help to my channel, and you'll have access to some exclusive content. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all next time.